right, ladies and gentlemen, emergency press conference. I didn't talk about this in the last video because, I want that last video to be all about the Invitational and the format and the start of it and just the series and the production, like my take on the actual just like Invitational itself, not on the content. I'm going to make a ton of videos reacting to the content, and this is video number 1. But this was just like so in your face. I'm like, I can't wait till tomorrow. I gotta talk about this right now. So we're emergency press conferencing it, and I know you guys won't care because we just want to discuss what's going on. I'm also in my new baby's nursery, if you can't tell. So yeah, that's new. Anyways, Kwon, what should have happened, what did happen, the story. So if you guys aren't aware, I mean, go watch the video number 1, but this is like a slight spoiler of the Kwon situation at the beginning. So essentially, Kwon paired with PMT from Barstool, playing against Frankie and Bobby. 9:30 a.m. tea time, second or third group off. 9:30 a.m. tea time, they show up. Luke, not there. Nowhere to be found, not at the tee. Dave kind of starts getting Davey, starts reacting, starts getting a little embellished about it, starts being like, where the heck is this guy? Who does this guy think he is? He's missing his tea time. He's not even awake. Because Kwon hadn't been at the range. He hasn't reported anywhere. He hadn't gone to the tent. Hadn't done anything. 9:30 rolls around. 9:31, he's not there. Dave is kind of livid and starts talking about the penalty. Starts talking about how disrespectful it is. And that's the first part that, like, holy, like, regardless of how you feel about, you know, Kwon and like what he did here, the guy got called disrespectful by like 4 or 5 people, like Dave being one of them, Bob from Bob Does Sports, Mason. Like, the word disrespectful is thrown around quite a few times. And like, I don't know, if I was Luke in that situation, or in this situation now, because maybe he hadn't seen any of that until right now, but watching it back and hearing, I mean, Dave Portnoy, who essentially invented the internet, like, I mean, he's an abrasive guy, and I'm sure maybe they would, you know, get over it or whatever. But even Bob, like, when Wesley questioned him in the cart and was like, well, you know what, like, you know, we do it for him. And Bob was like, listen, if Luke shows up and is nonchalant about it, I'm still going to be pissed. Like, and that's, I mean, I don't know. There was question whether, you know, Luke, because he had won so many events, whether he like really cared too much about this or not. And that could have affected his kind of demeanor. Obviously, Luke is a pretty nonchalant kind of guy. At least he comes across that way in content. So it's just like this whole kind of slew. But regardless of that, like, seeing the word disrespectful being thrown around so much by these like hugely influential people, not just in the golf space, but in the internet content space, like Dave, and being like Dave's tournament, like $1 million tournament. Like, I think Dave is going to do everything in his power to like not invite Luke back to the next one. That'd be my guess. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like Dave's the type of person where he would like hold a grudge about this and like just be like, well, you're never coming back. And like, this is going to be the biggest event every year for golf creators. Like, this first one has everyone, and I don't know how it plays out, but like, so far it's been incredible. It's been the best production. It's been the most entertaining. I would have thought I would have got bored with a 3 hour and 40-minute video. That's part 1 of like 6, but I'm like so enthralled and loving it. But this situation is just still like nuts. So the penalty, what should have happened? I think legally, if it was like, I think Bobby said if it was the USGA or USGA junior event, you would have just been kicked out. And I think the rules official did say if you miss your tee time in a match play, you're just kicked out. You're just done. You're DQ'd. And it sounded like Dave kind of wanted to push for that, but didn't end up doing it. He ended up giving him a 4-hole penalty so he could come back on hole 5 for the 9-hole scramble. My reasoning for that is like, Dave's a content guy, and I think he probably realized, he knew Luke was like supposed to be really good at golf. So he's like, as much as I'm pissed at this guy and I want to DQ him because it's like disrespectful, you didn't show up on time to your tee time in my tournament, as much as I want to DQ him, if I let him come and play, you know, after 4 holes, essentially PMT's, if you guys don't know, terrible golfer. Like, he was picked second last, I think, or close to dead last. And anyways, terrible golfer. And he's obviously going to lose. It's Bobby, it's Frankie, like, he's going to lose. And so he's going to be down 4 with 5 holes to play. Luke's going to come back. If Luke wins all 5 holes in a row on his own to win that match, like, that is great content. And so I feel like Dave saw that. I feel like that's why Dave probably chose 4 holes instead of 5 holes, because he knew there was an opportunity for content, and Dave will pick content over everything all day. That's my guess. It's just a theory. I don't obviously know Dave's reasoning and rationale, but that's my thought as to why he wasn't just completely kicked out or given an even bigger penalty. But it's crazy, man. And then, I mean, as far as like what happened, like, I don't know. You obviously feel for the guy. Like, we've all probably slept through an alarm at some point. And, you know, like I remember, you know, in high school, that was the last, I'm not saying it for any reason other than that's the last time I had a real job. But I remember like a couple shifts where you sleep through your alarm and you wake up and you're 5 minutes till your shift starts, or 10 minutes past the time your shift starts and your boss is already texting you. And you're like, oh, that like heart sink, terrible feeling. So like, I feel for him on a personal level, but at the same time, like anyone who wants to say like, oh, his alarm didn't go off, it's not his fault. It's like, you're a fucking adult, dude. Like 34 years old, like adult, like straight adult. And he, to his credit, he didn't come out with a bunch of excuses. He didn't like blame anyone or anything, at least to the point in the content that I'm at. I didn't see him blaming anything. So like, it seems like he kind of is just taking it on the chin. And good for him, at least, for like stepping up and being an adult. But I'm just saying, not to say he didn't take it on the chin, but just that like anyone who would say, oh, well, it's not his fault. It's like, no, it's fully his fault. Like, I don't care if your alarm didn't go off. You're an adult. Figure it out. Like, adults wake up every day and go to work and they aren't late. They don't sleep through their alarms. Like you, or like alarms don't go off. Like, that is your fault. You're an adult. Take accountability. And he did. But I'm just saying, for the people who might say it's not his fault, I completely disagree with that. I think it's 100% his fault. I think he 100% deserves penalties. I don't think he deserved to be necessary. Well, apparently he did deserve to be kicked out because that's the rules. But I'll let you guys talk about that in the comments below. But that's my take on the whole thing. Crazy. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to make its own video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Internet Invitational, hot start so far.